forget to like, comment, and share this video. Hit that subscribe button below.
Cold calling.
Yep.
And I mean, that's tough stuff sometimes because you get rejected.
It's super tough. It's my 500-pound weight every day. I'm not even gonna lie. It's probably one of the hardest things I do all day long.
But
I do it.
You
Yep.
made a commitment, right?
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that I've not wanted to learn. I've rejected the idea of it. I am going on my 6th year of real estate, and I just have refused. I want to have a little more control over the customers that I have. I don't want to just leave it to chance that I have business. I wanted something that if I ever needed to add people to my pipeline, I had a fishing pole and I knew where to put the fishing pole. I knew which little pond where I can put the fishing pole in and catch a fish. That's where I'm at.
which is so cool. Good for you. And, most agents kind of never get to it. So there are some who do, but most agents never get to it. But the other thing that's so cool about that, and we have a mutual friend, Lisa LaRue, that is going to do just this in another part of the country. She's going to be in Michigan and then drop herself down in South Carolina. And guess what? I know that if she does the same things that she's been doing in Michigan and she starts it in a brand new area where she has no sphere of influence, none, she'll be able to put that fishing pole in the water.
Yep.
And start doing some business quick and building up her business in an area that she's never been involved with. Right?
And I think a lot of real estate agents, and just some that I've spoken to, is that even after they retire or, they semi-retire, because a lot of times you just kind of have to die out of this business, not with the way we are set up. We actually have a plan to get off the bus.
The transaction treadmill.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That, until I was with EXP, the thought was, I can't really move anywhere. Like I'll have to constantly keep my home base here and just work remotely, because how am I going to build a business somewhere else? And now, I feel like if I want to go live in Utah, I'll go live in Utah. Like there's nothing going to hold me back.
Cool. So we've been talking about scripts, and we've been talking about, and I don't think Jackie Kravitz would mind us saying that we are leveraging her scripts, right? You can find them online.
Yep.
But you've taken those scripts, and another friend that's doing this with us, Andrew, he had done something that I saw and you implemented it.
Yep.
And I wanted everybody to see it because what you did is like so it seems so just intuitive. So like I should have thought of it. And I've been doing this a long time. So do you mind sharing what you've been doing with this?
Not at all. And so what I kind of did is, because I don't like doing the same thing over and over every day. I like to change it up a little bit. Over the years, I have had different scripts. So my problem is that I would use a certain script with a certain personality, but I was always fumbling through the different pages of the different people that had their different scripts, and it wasn't working for me. So what I did is on my boards, and you'll have to tell me if you can.
Yeah, so let's just describe that board. That's like you can go to Office Max, Staples, whatever. And it's
just got these at Walmart. I didn't even have to go in, ordered them online, pulled up, they put them in my trunk, and I came home, and I think they were about $3 or $4 a piece.
Right.
So it was not a big investment.
And it folds up.
And so I have three of these, and this is my expired listings.
Got it.
So on my expired listings, and I kind of have it like a book, so that when you're looking at it, so I start here. So this is where the actual initial call is. So it basically starts out with the call of the script. Hi, is this Ron? Hi, Ron, this is Melissa. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm sure you know that your house came off the market today, and I'm calling because I'm confident that I can sell your house. So these are all, on this side, are all the scripts for the phone call.
Just for opening up the call?
Just for opening up the call. So this is the script. And then as you go to the middle panel, these are all the objections. So any type of objection that you're going to hear that an expired would say, I'm not selling anymore. I'm going to sell it myself. And so I have those all here. written out. And then these are some objections that I think I got from Tom Ferry. I like them, and I wasn't sure, sometimes they come up, and some of them are the same objection handling, but I have them here so this way, depending on the person, I can use different types of objections. Even though they're the same objection, everybody has a different way of handling them. So I kind of have worked the art of using the best one for whoever I have on the phone call.
And that fits you the best.
Exactly. And whatever mood I'm in that day.
Right.
Or whatever mood the person is that I'm talking to.
Right. Because most people think of scripts and they go, well, I don't want to read, I don't want to sound like I'm reading a script.
Yeah.
And some of it is the same because we say the same thing to everybody all the time. Anyway, Hi, Melissa. Listen, my name's Tim. I'm a local real estate agent. And I just noticed that your house is not on the market anymore. Did you realize that? Right.
There's a script.
That's a script that sounds
like
script. But it's just one of those on your left panel.
Yep. And and here's the thing, and this is what we've been told on the morning calls that we do, the Breakfast Club calls, is that once you have these down and they're your concrete, you've got them, you are going to kind of personalize them, but you can't really personalize them until you know them. Right. But you're right. When someone says, I don't have a script, they have a script. They just don't know they have a script.
They don't know what they're saying. The same thing every time.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And they're bumbling through trying to find out what to say.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Sorry.
So in the middle, these are my objections. And then one of the things that I struggle with and I'm still working on, and so on the last panel, so this kind of goes like you would read, are the closes. So, once you get them to where they're in that point where you've kind of gotten them to answer the questions that you have, and you can tell that you've looped them, you know what their objections are, you've handled them, and you're ready to close. Those are on this side. So that's kind of how I made all of my panels, is I did them in this direction. So you've got opening script, the objection handles in the middle, and then on the end, all of the words that you would use to close.
And that's actually got 4 panels, it looks like, right?
Nope, just 3.
Okay. So the one in
the middle one, the middle one is a lot larger.
Double size, yeah. So you've got room for like 4 8.5 by 11 sheets. I see. Yeah. Got it.
Yep.
So and there's a few things about that, but one is what I like is that you can fold that up, put it somewhere to the side when you are not calling and cold calling, and you're doing something else, right?
And I'll show you my little messy office here. But this is where it goes. When I'm done with it, I just fold it up, and they sit right here.
Right.
And I've got all of them. I've got my expireds, miscellaneous, and my for sale by owners.
Right, which is so cool because most of us work out of our own home offices, and then it gets kind of crazy when you're looking around the walls.
Yes.
All the sticky notes or all the scripts or everything that you've got going. So having those so you can fold them up, put them up nice, clean, put them away. I think it's just an awesome idea.
It really has helped. I mean, and it's helped me stick to the script, because what I was normally doing is I had a folder that, I had all of my scripts in my folder. So when I would get my calls, I'd have my folder out, and then I would have to go through and say, okay, they just said this. Where is that objection handling? Oh, here's my objection handling, but they're like 5 pages long. And, then I tried doing it where I had just my for sale by owners in a folder, and still I was just going through and I couldn't find stuff when I wanted it. So this has really helped it. It's helped me, not be as fearful to make the phone calls, because it's right there in front of me. I know that I'm going to say, and then now that I've done it more and more, I know where to look on my panels. So that's been helpful.
Right. And I'll bet you're starting to think about highlighting some of the ones that you use more. You've already done it. Okay, got it.
So, and then what's even funnier is that for the miscellaneous one, I actually ran out of room. So
okay.
I had to add some things into to the front of it. And then as we hear things on our morning call, I add, my little sticky notes to the outside. But yeah, I have
So
actually, I don't know if you can see, but yes, I have highlighted quite a few
yeah,
things
yeah, I
in
can see it.
there.
And as you get better, you're going to be organizing that even more, such
Right.
that you'll be just kind of running through it. Because the goal is to be able to be as fluid as you can,
Yep.
and not to feel like you're using a script. But in all
Mhm.
honesty, most people that are on the other end of the phone, the expired listings or the for sale by owners or even your sphere of influence, they're all saying the same thing every time.
Yep.
The hard part for us is that you have to get the discipline of knowing that prospecting is like the key part of building new business
Hmm.
and doing it regularly. And as you do it regularly, you
Oh,
get to where you go take off. I think I'm taking.
no, I was going to say what happens is what I'm experiencing, and I'm very new at this. I mean, I'm just now starting to like it, and that's the thing I think I really wish someone had told me is that there are phases of the call. That at first you're going to be terrified. Like you're going to be absolutely terrified. And who knows how long it's going to take you to get out of that phase. Take as long, I mean, don't stay there forever. You're going to know that you need to go to the next phase, but just own it. Like just know that okay, I'm in the terrified phase and I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it anyway. And then I'm in this phase where like, okay, I'm reading it like a script and I sound very robotic, but I have to go through this phase. And then I go through the next phase where like, okay, I don't mind making these phone calls. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm okay. And then we get to where it's like, okay, no big deal. I pick up the phone call. And I would say I'm probably in that second or third stage. I'm not quite out of and then some days I feel terrified, but I know that there's phases.
Right. And I think you're doing great. I mean, we kind of listen to each other when we're doing these calls sometimes, and it's great to hear everybody not only doing it but progressing. And I have done this for decades, and I still stumble and still feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and I haven't done it for decades, honestly. And I'm getting back into it, and
Hmm.
I'm stumbling all over. But I know a few different things that I try and keep in mind, and these are again Breakfast Club kind of little throwouts. One is the if I could, would you,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
And I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah.
And what I heard you just say was you really wanted to get this. So you repeat, affirm what they say, and then by the way, if I could do that, would you? And all
Right.
we're trying to do is get an appointment on these calls, right?
That's it.
That's it. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not trying to sell anything. It's
Yep.
get an appointment.
And I think the thing that I this is not, I mean, this, I have not been doing this for very long. And this was literally yesterday. I had this epiphany. I called a lady and her name was spelt very simple. It was a very simple spelling. It was not complex. And I did not pronounce her name right. And she hung up on me. Normally, I probably would have been done for the day. Like someone would have hung up on me and yelled at me. I probably would be like, okay, that's about all I can take for today. And I'm taking the rest of the day off. But I've gotten to the point now that I thought, I don't even want to work with you. Like if that's your demeanor and you're that unhappy and you're that, you know, unsatisfied, like I don't want to work with you anyway. So it's okay that you're being mean to me because you've just allowed me to eliminate you, that you're not somebody I want to work with. And it took me a long time to get to that recognition of, okay, be mean to me and hang up on me because then you're just making my life a lot easier and I don't want to work with you anyway.
And part of that, I think we've talked about, is that being on these calls together,
Yes.
right, just helps where we might have gotten really kind of discouraged, beat
Hmm.
ourselves up, felt like we got abused, just don't have the energy to keep going. But you hear somebody else going through it and stumbling and fumbling and then going, okay,
Yep.
I'm not going to let that stop me. They pick up the phone, they make another call, and then you get a little more enthusiastic about doing it ourselves, right?
Hmm. And
So,
the other thing for me too is that if I have a bad phone call and someone is like, you're the 10th agent that's called me, stop calling me. Like, why do you I'm not selling my house. And you hang up the phone and you're just like, oh God, I really didn't do such a great job on that one. And then you can tune in to what someone else is saying and be like, all right, I got this. And you're like, go back and you do it again. So even hearing people being successful, is like it gives you that encouragement to pick up the phone and dial another phone call.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, which is so cool. So, and
Yeah.
there's one other thing that I always like to, I have written on my board over here, which says Ford, Ford, right? And the idea is if you run out of ways to talk to people,
Yes.
Ford,
Family,
occupation,
occupation, is it recreation?
recreation,
And I forget the D. It's
dreams,
dreams. Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah.
So if you can't come up with something, go back to something about them that's family,
Yep.
occupation, recreation, or dreams.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, and I've been reading a book. I'll share it with everybody on our call, so this will give everybody a chance to tune back in. It's called Persuading for Good. Persuading for Good, and their challenge was take I out of your conversation and always bring it back to them. If you're never saying I, you're always focused on them, then you're going to get their questions. You're going to ask them questions about them. So I thought that was a good little challenge, but I wanted to show you my two little cards. I don't know, can you read them?
yeah, got it. I am going to make calls because I have success because I want to see the end result.
That's from you.
Thank you. It's great.
And then this is the other one.
Next. I love it.
Those are the two that literally sit like in my face every day.
That's great. That's what I call the famous 4-letter word.
Yeah, exactly. Next.
So
Yep.
good. That's great.
Yeah.
You're awesome. It's great.
Oh, thank you. You're awesome too. It's so fun to see one of the things that we were just talking about on the call today on our prospecting call is how different the collaboration is, and to get ideas from people from all over different areas. Like we can see what the people in our general area are doing, but to see what you're doing in Georgia and what Lisa's doing in Michigan. And, it's so nice to get different ideas from each other, and the support is awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love it.
Yeah.
And if my name's there, Tim Lennon, I do commercial as well, all over the country, really all over the world. So I'm looking forward to being at your event.
Absolutely. So we are going to one of the things that I have struggled with, and the reason I wanted to do this event, is that we can spend a lot of money, and a lot of people don't even know that they have these, stories that they tell themselves, and they just kind of assume that that's part of life. Like, all right, this is me and I have these thoughts, or they don't even know that they have stories that they tell themselves. And now that I have been able to be in the rooms with some of these people that have changed my life, and I'm aware of these thoughts that keep me from doing things, and I can stop them, and it's just made a huge difference in my business and in my personal life. The stories that I would say that I don't belong, or whatever,
I'm not as good as they are.
not as good as they are,
I'm not that smart.
right, I'm not,
Whatever.
they have more money than I do, or whatever that story is. So I got some of the 3 and best, and then we've got some more speakers that are going to fill in, but Scott Gass, who is a Tony Robbins peak performance strategist, he's going to be at this event. That's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Go Becky, who is the social media queen of real estate, which is funny because that's like her label. But I will say she is probably the one that pivoted me into that direction. I didn't even know. And when we had our first call, she said, "So what stories are you telling yourself?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And next thing I know, I'm like bawling. And I didn't even know that was even a thing. So I have to give her credit for that.
Cool.
Yes. So she's going to be there.
She is a sweetheart, and she's
Oh
just, her story is phenomenal in and of itself, right?
It is phenomenal, and she is who she is, and I cannot tell. Like, what you see is what you get, and she is just as real as it gets. Yeah. And to be able to be in a room with her, that's priceless. Yeah. And then on top of that, another one that has just been life-changing for my business is Coach Michael Burt.
Right.
He wrote a book called the Inside the Mind of a Monster. And my friends and I have had a joke that we're constantly like trying to start businesses, and like my mind never stops. And he has a description about Inside the Mind of a Monster that I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. Like, I'm never satisfied, but I'm satisfied. And then I'm like, it was me to a T. And he has a way of igniting things inside you that you didn't even know that you had. So he's going to be there. And with your ticket, you also get his book, Flip the Switch.
Right.
So 3 huge speakers that are going to be just phenomenal in itself. And then I have a few other agents and other speakers. Lisa LaRue is going to be there, one of our favorites, talking about mindset. Paul Richards, who is an agent here in the area that sells luxury listings and has really been a help to me. And we got a few other people that are going to attend too. So it's going to be a great event.
And there's a limited number of people, right?
Very limited. I would definitely get your tickets quickly because it's going to sell out. I think Lisa said most of her team are coming to support her. So, yeah, so I would definitely, and then the first 10 people that purchase a ticket, I'm going to send them Coach Bert's $1 Million Follow-Up book, which if you don't have that, I mean, if you think you're good at following up, you haven't read this book yet because it knocks it out of the park.
Right. My Coach Bert is great. He is really.
He is.
So I'm looking forward to seeing all 3 of them and yourself.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in person.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because we been Zoom friends for a few months now, and it's like then you see each other, and it's like, yeah, God,
I know, and you know each other. It's
right.
phenomenal. It's the beauty of this business, and we have formed so many wonderful friendships, and it's mind-boggling to think that we all. You know, like if you needed anything, like you would just call and we'd be there in a second. I mean, you know, it's just, and we've never met face to face. Like it's just such a phenomenal corporate. I just love the way this has been put together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're awesome. I really appreciate
thank you.
You
Likewise.
sharing this. I think people are going to get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm hoping that we'll do. What's your phone number again?
407-681-4393. And then you can also find information for the event on my Instagram, Florida Living with Melissa. So,
got it. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Melissa.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Have a great. I'll talk to you soon.
See you. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Give me a call. Tim Lennon, 404-368-2607.